Welcome to City Beat. The focus of this program is to provide you with an inside look at city government and the services we provide to you. I'm your host, John Perlich, Director of Public Information for the City of Fort Wayne. On this episode, we'll visit with Mayor Sharon Tucker to discuss a variety of topics, including an update on public safety. We'll talk about the mayor's new youth violence prevention plan, and we continue to invest in our neighborhoods. Mayor, you recently had an opportunity to participate in 2 graduation ceremonies for our public safety divisions. Let's start with the Fort Wayne Fire Department, 20 new firefighters.
So excited to be able to graduate the 20 new firefighters. It was the 97th class. It hit the mark for us. Our goal this year was that we would have 370 officers with this graduating class. That took us to the mark that we promised in our state of the city that we were working to get. It also helped alleviate some of the overtime that we were grateful that our firefighters would volunteer to do. So I'm very excited for the men and women that joined the Fort Wayne Fire and look forward to seeing their careers blossom.
And then we also had the Fort Wayne Police Department. They added 28 new police officers, and then we had 2 fire arson investigators who are returning back to the police department for a total of 30.
Yes, that too was another great time. Just really glad to be able to see the officers that graduated. You know, John, when you look at their faces, they look so young and they look so so nervous, I would say, so nervous on the first day of meeting them at recruit class. And then when you see them at graduation, you can see the maturity that's taken place in their face already after going through the course that they had to go through to become officers. Very proud of them. That too takes us to 509 officers. Our goal is 510, so we're just one shy of the goal, but I call it victory. And just really excited that we have them now on the street to help keep the city of Fort Wayne a safe community.
Also on the public safety side, Mayor Tucker recently announced her youth violence prevention program, and here's a video feature.
Well, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. I am excited today to announce a new initiative that we are kicking off to help prevent and curb youth violence, and it is called our Youth Violence Prevention Program. Last week, a week ago Wednesday, we held a forum where we opened up questions to the public. We invited the public to come in so that we can answer those questions and to have a general conversation as much as anyone can have a conversation with almost 200 people in the room. And the questions that we received from all of them were over 100 questions, and if we broke those questions down into categories, 1/3 of those questions were about funding and how they could receive funding. Another 1/3 of the questions were about how can we help, how can we get involved, and another 1/3 of the questions were about building trust. And so Wednesday we had a plan. We knew what our plan was that day, and I announced to some of you that we were going to share that plan, but not until I had an opportunity to talk to council. I wanted to make sure that our city council members were in the loop and were involved into what this plan would be and were supportive of that. And they are. We've talked with every single council member and they are supportive of the plan. We've invited them, but because of work schedule, travel schedules, some were not able to make it today. But we're thankful that Councilman Marty Bender is here with us today, standing in support of our public safety initiative. This is public safety. Youth violence is a public safety challenge that we need to make sure that we are addressing and that we're keeping at the forefront of our mind. And before I tell you what the plan is, I want to tell you Fort Wayne is not unique. We're not unique in the increase in youth violence that we're seeing. It's happening across the country. Communities, large and small, are seeing an increase of young people having activities that we wish that they would not have. But we are not unique either in that many communities have created plans. And we have designed our plan specifically for the city of Fort Wayne. And this plan will be implemented in 3 tiers. The first tier is I'm proud to announce that we will be providing micro grants. Micro grants to communities that are working with children that are at risk and already doing the work. You could be a non-for-profit or you could not be a non-for-profit that's doing this work and helping our young kids to be able to look at life differently, expose them to new exposures, and be able to help them reduce the amount of violence that they have become accustomed to or become involved in. And so those micro grants will be handled by our Mayor's Young Adult Council. If you remember, a couple months ago, City Council voted in the affirmative to grant a Mayor's Young Adult Council, one of the initiatives that I launched that I wanted to launch since becoming mayor. And the Young Adult Council will be the council that will be reviewing these applications, interviewing the members that apply for the resources, and will be determining or giving a recommendation on who we should grant the micro grants to. This will be the young adults' first opportunity or first soiree, if you would, into civic engagement. And it's a huge responsibility for a new committee that's being formed, or that had been formed and or organized by myself and by City Council. I can tell you that the micro grants will be up to $10,000. You can apply for up to $10,000 for a grant. And many have reminded me that I said, you know, this is not what tax dollars do. We don't have tax dollars that will contribute to this kind of programming. And that hasn't changed. I'm very happy to announce that no tax dollars will be going into this program. We will be taking the interest earned off of funds that we received from the American Rescue Act back in 2020. We've had those dollars in savings. We've been able to make wise decisions with those dollars. And based on the interest that we've earned from those funds, we will be pulling up to $250,000 is what we're asking for council to grant so that we can put it into this pot and be able to help curb youth violence. Again, I remind you that this is a public safety challenge, and we have to think differently about how we are proactive to making sure that we are creating positive change for our community. Tier 2, which is one of my favorite ones that will go on for quite some time, is I am very proud to announce that Louis King will be returning to the city of Fort Wayne, and in partnership with King's Global Outreach, Louis's role will be the program manager of community engagement in the Fort Wayne Police Department. It is a position that has been open and gone unfilled, and Mr. King will be filling that position on behalf of Fort Wayne Police and the city of Fort Wayne, and the role will be designed to help bridge the gap between the community and between the public. Like I said, one of the things that we heard is that people have a lack of trust. We have wonderful police officers. They're great people. They do a great job for our city, and we have a great level of respect for them. And we also realize that when they put on a uniform, some people will choose not to give information to them or share details about things that they know that could help reduce crime. And so Louis will be working with Fort Wayne Police Department under the leadership of Chief Scott Caudill, and he will be helping to build community engagement and bridge the gap between the community and the public and the police department so that we can help move the city forward in a positive direction, and also just continue working together on all the strengths that the police are already doing for our community. And last but not least, we will be hosting, through our young adult, led by the Mayor's Youth Engagement Council, and I want to thank Katie, who is the incoming president of the Mayor's Youth Engagement Council, for joining us today. She's a student at Canterbury High School, and they haven't started yet, so don't wonder why she's not at school. They start on the 20th. So I am glad that Katie is here with us, because the Mayor's Youth Engagement Council will be leading a conversation for our youth, ages 14 to 18, on how the impacts of crime, how the impacts of violence, bullying, and all of those things are impacting them, and creating a space and a place that our young people have an opportunity to allow their voices to be heard. Yes, we will have mentors in the room. Yes, we will have people that will be there to make sure that the public is safe. But this will be a program that will be, or a conversation that will be led by our young adults, for our young adults, on behalf of our young adults. And we get to sit and listen and take that information back to the non-for-profit partners that are helping reduce young adult violence and give them data that they can use to help solve the problems. So I'm very excited today to be able to work in partnership with all of our partners, with the City of Fort Wayne's Police Department, with Mayor's Youth Engagement Council, Mayor's Young Adult Council, and with the City Council, Fort Wayne City Council, to be able to present to you our plan on helping to reduce youth violence in the City of Fort Wayne. Now, I also want to share this with you. This is not just a Southeast program. This is not just a program for African American or minorities. This is a city-wide program, and all members of our city are encouraged to apply if you're working with young people to help reduce violence. We have challenges southeast, we have challenges in Wells Street Corridor, we have challenges in State Street on State Street. So this is a program that we are launching for our entire city so that we can make sure we're doing everything we can to make sure that Fort Wayne is a family-friendly community, a safe community, and a fun community for people to call home. Also keeping in mind that we're just talking about youth, but violence happens for all ages. Violence happens for all ages. So I will let you know that we are working on another plan that we will introduce later on in the year, which will bring together neighborhood communities, cross sectors of partnerships to be able to work on a plan that we'll roll out. And that plan is called Safe Neighborhood Connections, based on the work that you've seen our own neighborhood departments do and our Fort Wayne Police Department do.
Mayor, youth violence prevention program is a top priority of yours. It has been for a number of weeks and now months, and we really are making positive progress there.
Yeah, you know, John, I have spent a lot of hours, late nights, studying, reading what's working in other communities, what's not working, how we can tweak the plans that I've seen of other communities and make them work for the City of Fort Wayne. And I believe the initiative that we've put forward will go a long way into helping impact the youth violence that we've seen in our community. We're planting seeds for future development, and that's what I would say. So we know that if we invest now, that it will help in the future for our young people. They're back in school right now, but we know that spring break and Christmas break and the summer will come again. And so if we start now, we start the work now and lay the groundwork of investing in our young adults, our young people, that we believe that we will have a positive outcome when those holiday times come up and they're looking for activity and things to do again. And so we're confident that we will have the votes with City Council, and we look forward to getting the plan in place.
We would encourage residents to visit cityoffortwayne.org for more details on the Youth Violence Prevention Program. We continue to see improvements in our neighborhoods, and recently Mayor Tucker had a news conference where she announced a local income tax supplemental distribution that's coming to Fort Wayne.
Good afternoon. Today is another great day, of course, in the City of Fort Wayne, as we are announcing a plan to invest additional financial resources in vital neighborhood projects. Each year, the state of Indiana collects income taxes and redistributes those tax dollars to municipalities such as Fort Wayne. Typically, after the state has distributed those income tax dollars back to the municipalities, the state trues up the amount previously distributed in what is referred to as the supplemental local income tax distribution. Last year, you remember, we received a little over $15 million from income taxes collected in 2023. This year's amount is a little over $12 million of income taxes collected in 2024. With this year's distribution, we will be spending funds to additionally strengthen neighborhoods and enhance the quality of life opportunities for the public. As directed by Mayor Tucker, I have overseen recent meetings in open dialogue and communication with City Council, division, and department heads to develop a plan for the best use of these funds. And with that, I'll turn it over to the mayor, who will describe and tell you what we're going to spend our money on.
Thank you. I'm going to try to keep my comments brief because, as you can tell, I am struggling just a little bit in my voice, but I feel wonderful. Thank you so much for being here with us, and I am extremely, extremely proud of the opportunity to stand before you today and tell you how we are continuing our commitment to invest in neighborhoods. When I took office, we promised that we would work collaboratively with our council members, and that our focus is on making sure that we're putting investments into our neighborhoods. And this $12.5+ million is our continued commitment to making sure that we're doing that investment. It's great to see Fort Wayne be in a positive financial position and be able to invest into building up our community so that we can continue to be a community that is family friendly, focused, that is fun, and that focuses on safety for everyone within our community. As you can also see, based on the signs that we are showing here where our investments will go, the largest bulk of these funds will go directly into communities where taxpayers get the opportunity to see their tax dollars working on their behalf. We have 6 parks in each council district that we will be putting in new playground equipment. And we did that last year. It was very successful. So we'll continue doing that and investing into our neighborhoods in that format. We also know that when you light a community, you reduce crime. When you focus on repairing sidewalks, you create connectivity. So we will be investing large sums of our resources into putting in new LED lighting, working on sidewalks, and improving neighborhoods as a collective whole. It continues to be and will continue to be my goal to make sure that we are focused on improving the quality of life for all of our residents in Fort Wayne. And that means that we're focusing on every district, including the district of downtown Fort Wayne, to improve that. And so you'll see the largest amount of the resources going to that goal. Through decisive leadership, investing in human capital, and working with my partners on city council, we are making wise decisions on how to grow, build, and care for our city. And we're very thankful for the City Council's partnership, 2 of which our City Council members are here with us today, Councilman Jeff Paddock and Councilman Marty Bender. Let's thank them for their support. Together, we're going to continue focusing on our city, making it stronger, building it, making it safer, and building it for our community. We are a family-friendly, fun, and safe community, and we're proud to be able to invest back into our neighborhoods. I will take any questions that anyone may have, or you can ask any one of the departments that are represented here whose funds will be directed into the departments, any questions that they may have. I do have a long list of investments that are here, but as I said, I'm going to reserve my voice a little bit for hugging and kissing the babies tonight at the National Night Out with the Police. So if there are any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.
Okay.
Mayor, as we saw in that video, the local income tax supplemental distribution that the state sends to us each year, close to $13 million for 2025, and really that neighborhood focus, that people-focused mayor that you are working on each day to make our city a great place.
Putting it all back in the neighborhoods, John. You know, the resources that are returned to us in the supplemental lit, we are making sure that we are keeping our parks solid, improving our parks, improving our playground equipment. There we're doing lighting and streetscapes so that lighting, new lighting, LED lighting, it's more efficient, but not just more efficient, it's safer, right? Because we know when you light a community, when you light the city, it reduces violent crimes and it reduces crime, period. So we are focusing on lighting neighborhoods, and we're always going to continue to invest in our sidewalks and our alleys. I think we have 10 alleys that we have slated to be able to do repair, and we have many sidewalk projects that will take a place throughout the city. So I'm very excited that we have been able to keep our commitment in investing into neighborhoods.
Mayor, can you explain the significance of having that collaboration, open dialogue, and trust between your administration, the members of City Council, our division and department heads, and ultimately our neighborhood leaders?
Yeah, you know, all of us are here to serve the community, and City Council is no different than myself or our division heads who we're working every single day so that we can hear what the public thinks, what they need, And we want to be able to respond to those. And so I am thankful that we can go down to City Council, have open dialogue, conversations with them, and hear their concerns and hear their needs that they're hearing from their constituents, and bring that back and be able to put that information into action. I try to call all of the City Council members when I have an initiative or something that I'm working on to get their support beforehand so that they're not surprised when we have something that's very important that we want to bring down. And there are times that we may not agree, i.e. the urban trail, right? So we find a new way to be able to make that happen. But working together to move our city forward is my commitment. I have made that statement when we were at the State of the City also, and we're just continuing to work on building trust and building community partnership so that we can make Fort Wayne the best that it can be.
CityofFortWayne.org also has more information about the local income tax plan that will be moving forward here hopefully in the next coming weeks and months. A great example of neighborhood investment is through city utilities, and recently Mayor Tucker had a chance to visit some neighborhoods to celebrate the elimination of lead service lines.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Today we're celebrating a major milestone here where 90% of the households here in Census Tract 16, which is basically the neighborhoods of Eastside and Harvester, have replaced their lead service lines. Now, to be clear, a lead service line is that pipe that's on your property that connects from your house to our city lines. So it's owned by the property owner. And City Utilities created a cost-effective program that would help people do this. We have looked at this neighborhood. There were a number of barriers, so it was a free program. We applied for grants, and we were able to do that because of the significant number of children. The population here, about 35% children in this area, and the number of households that were below the poverty level. So we were able to do that, and over 90% of the households have participated, 320 homes. Mayor Tucker has always been a champion of good health and supporting neighborhoods and families, and she joins us now to share more.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It's a beautiful day. We've got some great clear water. Very proud of the neighborhood for taking advantage of programs that we put out to make sure that we are having the best water possible. You know, we have aging infrastructure, and aging infrastructure inside of our personal property lines. And so I am very excited that the City of Fort Wayne Utilities, were able to provide programs to be able to help individuals remove lead from their water by removing old pipes and removing lead-based pipes, or putting sleeves in them to be able to help reduce the lead that could be in water. What we do know is that everyone needs water. We have to drink water, and we want everyone to have good, healthy water. We have invested into our water infrastructure millions of dollars to make sure that we are keeping the city of Fort Wayne safe, and that our drinking water is safe and eligible for everyone. And we've seen neighboring communities, what they've gone through when they haven't had healthy water. And that is not the worry of Fort Wayne. Under the leadership of Kumar Minion, we have done a great job of making sure that our water is safe. And it's proven by the number of awards that we have won as a city. Best tasting water. It's proven by being one of the best run communities, and our water quality feeds into making us one of the best run communities. So I'm here because I want to pay credit where credit is due. Kumar, where are you at? There you go. Good seeing you. I want to pay credit where credit is due, and I want to present a toast to the community for being a part of the plan to get rid of lead, and to Kumar for being a great leader for helping to make sure we're keeping the city of Fort Wayne safe. Toast. Salud. That's good water. That is good. It's the best water, and it's cold. Thank you, Frank.
Sure.
The work to help homeowners remove lead lines speaks to the core mission of City Utilities, public health. We are proud that approximately 320 homes here have served and partnered in the program. More than 90% of the homes in this neighborhood took advantage of the lead-free service lines that we were able to provide. It brings peace of mind to the homeowners and their families. We worked hard to secure over $11 million in grants to support this program and to lower one of the biggest barriers, which is cost to the homeowner. Our team's efforts were diligent, mailing information, calling residents, knocking on doors, putting up signs, and doing it again and again to reach each home. It was more than a utility project. It was neighbors working alongside neighbors. Leaders in the Harvest and East Side area stepped up. They organized meetings with us, helped us get the word out, even opened doors at the Adams Elementary School so we could meet with families to try to get them to sign up for the program. Our goal is clear. We want every lead line out of the ground, every family protected, and we won't stop until our job is done. This milestone would not have been possible without the strong support of Mayor Tucker, as my paper's flying, and the members of City Council. The leadership ensures that we're making real progress in our community, removing lead lines and protecting families, and we'll continue to make system upgrades for years to come. I do want to thank Terry, Darian, DeAndre that are here. They're the ones doing the work on the program. I really appreciate that on behalf of City Utilities Engineering.
Mayor, as we saw there, the Harvester and East Side neighborhoods, a great way to demonstrate that we're enhancing the quality of life for all here in Fort Wayne.
You know, and the residents were extremely excited to be able to participate in the program that helped eliminate lead pipes in their community. And water is fundamental. We all need it, and we want to make sure that it is safe, good water. So I want to thank the Harvester neighborhood, East Central neighborhood, for their participation in working with the city utilities departments to be able to improve their pipelines.
Mayor, it's one of those examples, too, where we talk about that collaboration and building trust. The federal government had put together a program where we applied for a grant, got $11 million, and are able to put that back into the neighborhoods, not only Harvester and East Side, but there are several other neighborhoods citywide where we have some of those lead service lines that need to be eliminated.
Yeah, we still have more areas that we want to work on. You know, we're an aging community, and so some of the infrastructure is original infrastructure, and so we want to make sure that we are doing all we can to improve the quality of water, the quality of life, and so I encourage everyone to reach out to city utilities and see if they can qualify for the programs, the grants that they have to be able to help replace their pipes based on that those resources that we received from the federal government.
Mayor, we're also seeing an example of collaboration where city utilities and city council in our neighborhoods, we've done a lot of dialogue looking at rate adjustments that are needed for water, for sewer, for stormwater, where we'll be able to continue to make those neighborhood investments. Why is that so critical?
Yeah, you know, it goes back to what I just stated. We have aging infrastructure, and as every year ticks by, our infrastructure just gets older and older, and so we do need to do maintenance. We do need to go in the ground and replace some pipes and repair those pipes, and that all comes at a cost. I know a lot of people are concerned that the onset of Google is making this rate hike because we bought in the big company. Has nothing to do with that. This is truly updating the infrastructure and putting in new lines so that they will have safe drinking water. Like I stated, water is very important and we all need it, and you absolutely don't want to have to wonder if the water you're drinking is safe. Fort Wayne has the best tasting water. It is absolutely safe, and we want to keep it that way.
Mayor, thanks so much for the updates, and we'll look forward to talking again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching City Beat. If you would like to learn more about the City of Fort Wayne, please visit us at cityoffortwayne.org. And we're also active on a number of social media platforms, including Facebook, X, and Instagram. I'm your host, John Perlich, Director of Public Information for the City of Fort Wayne. We'll look forward to seeing you again next time.